Hello, everybody, and welcome to our next edition of the SCHOTT Pharmaversity podcast. Well, I have to say that our topic of today is one that is not only relevant today, but will be even more important in future. It is in the growing area of home care, and in particular, we will be speaking about enabling easier self-administration of large volume injections with new cartridge-based delivery devices. Today's discussion will include a bit about why there is such a development, as well as what you have to consider when bringing a 10 ml cartridge and an on-body device together. To discuss this topic today, I have actually two experts in this field with me. I'm very happy about to have both of them with me. Well, one is Christian Esser-Wiesemann, who is product manager at Ypsomed, and the other one is Elisa Wiesner, who is global product manager for bulk and sterile cartridges at SCHOTT Pharma. They are two experts whose companies are constantly working together in a close cooperation to improve the full product offering in the end. And I would say, let me start directly with the first question to understand a bit better the context where we are here. And Elisa, I would like to address my first question to you. Can you please elaborate the current situation a bit and explain why the developments are there on the market for high volume delivery devices or systems for biologics?
Hi, Caroline. Thank you for the introduction. I think that's a great way and also a great question to start the topic of enabling easier self-administration of large volume injections with cartridge-based delivery systems. When we discuss large volume injections, especially for cartridges, we talk about the infusion of a larger volume using a wearable device. In most cases, these larger volume infusions are biologics. Right now, biologics are a rapidly growing class of innovative treatments for many serious diseases, for example, cancer, metabolic disorders, cardiovascular conditions, genetic disorders, and immunological diseases. This growth is also very apparent when we look at the current injectable drug pipeline. There are now more than 5,700 drugs in the pipeline, of which 80% are biologics. So historically, most biologics by default have been administered to patients parenterally via the intravenous, also known as IV route. While this is the quickest way to achieve desired drug levels in the blood, the administration of an effective dose of biologic agents is challenging due to their intrinsic nature, including high molecular weight, physical and chemical instability, and sensitivity to the enzymatic degradation. So you see that biologics are quite challenging by nature, and by administering via the IV route, it also requires the service of a trained healthcare professional. As a result, this application is time-consuming, inconvenient, often uncomfortable for patients, increases treatment burden, and adds to the overall cost of healthcare. So SQ delivery has become a valuable alternative to IV administration for many biologics and especially for large volumes of a formulation. And although the pharmacokinetic profile of SQ and IV formulations differ, SQ administration has proven effective, safe, well-tolerated, and preferred by patients and healthcare providers. The injection of those large volumes of a formulation are being achieved by using slow SQ infusions of big volumes. And that's where big format drug containment and the proper on-body delivery systems come into play, and why the drug container device interface must be well aligned to ensure a safe and easy self-administration in the home environment. So right now, this is a very interesting market, and one we want to cater to by providing a co-designed cartridge and also delivery device that are not only very well aligned, but suitable for these applications.
Okay, thanks, Elisa, for sharing with us this information on the market developments. Well, it seems like there is happening quite a lot and interesting developments which are done here. And maybe, Christian, more into your direction, when it comes to the device itself in such a setup or such a development, what would you say is important during the design phase of a device? So what are the points that needs to be considered generally?
Thanks, Caroline, for this question, and hello, everyone from my side. To enable self-administration of large and volume injections, there are generally following considerations to take in respect to the device and the device design. First, we see dimension and weight, which is influencing mostly the patient perception of use. Second, technology. Do you want to go for a pumping mechanism, a plunger-based drive mechanism, or other? Third, user insights. For example, how many handling steps until injection start? Fourth, drug perspective. How shall the drug be administered? Fast, slow. So we as Ypsomed, we focus during our development of the YpsoDose on our vision, making self-care simpler and easier. We looked first from the patient perspective into the topic of self-administration of large volume injections and saw that the less use steps to take for the patient until injection, the more favorable for the patient. We looked in a second step into the technology and decided on a robust electromechanical drive system to ensure the injection under all circumstances and to accommodate a broad range of viscosities. During the technology assessment, we partnered with SCHOTT Pharma to make sure that the drug stability is taken care of with our YpsoDose system. With that approach, we made sure that we have a patient-centric design which meets patients and pharma needs to ensure an easy-to-use injection with a two-step approach, patch and inject.
Well, thank you, Christian. Well, yeah, and now we have heard a bit about the general needs and requirements like dimensions, weight, ease of use for a device, which is actually suitable and particularly in the home care setting for self-administration. So maybe let me go a step deeper, or maybe actually a step back, because it has been mentioned already before. Let's have a look on the drug containment solution itself that is packed in such a device. And I think, Elisa, this is more again into your direction. You mentioned a cartridge-based device. Can you please tell us why is a cartridge a beneficial drug containment solution in such a context?
Here I have to give a bit more background. So traditionally, SQ delivery of biologics has been limited to fluid volumes of 1 to 2 ml, with recent increases to volumes of about 3 ml. However, this injection volume limitation poses challenges for high-dose biologics, as it may require an increased solution concentration in order to be applied. This results in high viscosities, which can affect the stability, manufacturability, and administration of the drug, where you might experience pain during injection or increased force or time to administer the dose. To overcome those challenges, there are a number of solutions that are being developed right now. You could either enable the formulation of high dose or high concentration SQ injectables, modify the SQ space to facilitate the delivery of a larger volume or fluid, or develop drug containment and delivery devices that enable the SQ administration of larger volumes or fluids. So if the first two solutions are not suitable for you and your product, you might want to consider looking into larger formats containers. That's where the 10 ml cartriQ comes into play. Besides being suitable for this form of application, the ready-to-use 10 ml cartridge has a lot of additional benefits and advantages that ensure drug stability and processability when compared to other standard containers.
Elisa, you just mentioned benefits. Can you please go a bit deeper here and tell us what these are? So how does the 10 ml cartriQ really provide a stable drug container and closure system?
Yeah, sure. So at SCHOTT Pharma, the end user or patient matters because human health matters. And this is also a big driver in how we develop our drug containment solutions. For our partnership with Ypsomed, we developed a 10 ml ready-to-use cartridge that ensures optimal drug delivery for the patient. As biologics are, as we now know, a very sensitive drug, and the drug stability and processability needs to be ensured over a certain time period. We knew during our development that specific key characteristics must be ensured to ensure a high quality, ready-to-use cartridge that caters to those needs. So to achieve a stable solution of drug container and closure system, we use improved type 1 Firelax borosilicate glass, have a specified unmatched inner surface where we have 80% limit for hydrolytic resistance compared to the ISO standard. We have a state-of-the-art baked-on siliconization. And lastly, offer pre-qualified biologic dedicated rubber components. And because we know that with the drug containment alone, it's not done, our ready-to-use cartridges are also part of our SCHOTT portfolio, meaning that the dimensions for the nest and tub in which the ready-to-use cartridges are packed are according to ISO standard. Those nest and tub dimensions are equal for all cartridge formats and thereby reduce the complexity in transportation, inspection, and machine setup, allowing maximal flexibility on flexible fill and finish lines, and even up to a 33% higher filling speed compared to other 10 ml cartridge offerings.
Okay, got it. Well, I understood that these properties make the cartridge, and in particular the ready-to-use cartridge cartriQ, a good solution for this. Thank you very much for this explanation. So, from what we heard so far, I think at least I learned it, but I think we all learned it, that it is not just the container and or the device, but it's really kind of a system that needs to work together in the end. And yeah, when it comes to that system approach or system and working together, Christian, what would you say? Which activities were derived out of the partnership with SCHOTT Pharma to shape the design of the YpsoDose?
Yes, that was a long journey within our partnership, and I'm pretty happy on what we achieved. In order to ensure the two-step approach of the YpsoDose and in order to achieve the ease of use of the device, we focused on the 4 pillars within the partnership of SCHOTT Pharma and Ypsomed. First pillar of our partnership was ensuring stability until point of use at the patient, with the YpsoDose flip-off unit which Ypsomed supplies to SCHOTT Pharma in our partnership. A second pillar we're building on was assuring the container closure when the cartridge needle is inserted into the containment system of SCHOTT Pharma and the plunger is pushing and the drug is expelled through the fluid path. Third pillar is assuring a robust design to fulfill the ISO requirements of the device, especially our famous drop test, which we passed. And the fourth pillar was for sure, as all of this we combined was a very large learning curve within our partnership to achieve a best solution for our joint customers. So I'm more than happy that we achieved all 4 pillars within the time of our collaboration and still ongoing. And we are happy to have Ypsomed's production running to achieve SCHOTT Pharma's future demand to produce a 10 ml cartriQ format.
Okay, thanks, Christian. This absolutely makes sense, and it sounds like a great partnership and a great development you achieved together here. And yeah, as we are now already coming close to the end of our podcast, please let me ask one last question from my end. Can you additionally give us some input on how the processing, or better, the assembly actually works? So how do we have to imagine this, and how does the way from SCHOTT Pharma / Ypsomed to the patient really looks like? And yeah, maybe Christian, you can give us a short summary on this one as well.
Sure, I'm more than happy. This way is predefined and was one of our exercises in our partner and networking program of Ypsomed. So in order to achieve the ease of use of our YpsoDose with the 2-step approach, the containment solution from SCHOTT Pharma needs to be assembled into the YpsoDose before shipping it to the patient. Before the assembly, for sure, the fill and finish would take place of the 10 ml cartriQ format, where we found a CMO in Europe who is doing the filling for one of our YpsoDose customers. After the fill and finish process is performed, the final assembly can start, and Ypsomed released a guideline for performing these steps. We challenged this guideline with 2 machine builders, and we have concepts on hand which we can place at a CMO based on the customer demand. So yes, it's a journey until the YpsoDose is ready And we are ready to take this journey with our pharma customers together, as we will achieve in the partnership pillars in 2023 our production-ready milestones.
Well, yeah, I mean, this sounds like a really future-oriented topic, and like exciting times are coming up there. And yeah, still a journey to go and to come now. So I wish you all the best for that one. And yeah, to the audience and to everybody out there, unfortunately, we are already at the end now for our podcast. And first of all, I would like to say a big thank you into the direction of you, Elisa and Christian, for taking the time today to answer all the questions that I brought with me. So thank you very much, yeah, to you here in this round. Also, I would like to say thank you to our audience out there for listening to this podcast. And yeah, I would be very happy to see you in one of the next Pharmaversity sessions. And feel free to listen to other podcasts or sessions that you are interested in. So take care. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.